Hey YouTube, Coppersan here. With Hyper Burning coming soon, I wanted to go over every single class again like we did last year, because you know this game just keeps changing, giving a brief overview of each class and keeping their upcoming changes in mind for this winter update. I'll create videos for each class branch, and this time we're starting with one of the least represented branches in the game, the Archers. There's only 8 Archer classes compared to the 13 Warriors, and as a spoiler, every class in this game is viable, just not every class might be as popular due to some clunkiness, some less favorable aspects, but every class can pull their weight in boss fights. Also, my own characters aren't that high level yet, that's why I asked the experts, which is you guys, to give your opinions about the strengths and weaknesses of your mains to hopefully give a better and more complete picture of what these classes are all about. So without further ado, starting with the Explorer Archers, the Bowmaster. What makes this class unique are their after images, which fire additional arrows after attacking a certain amount of times. They also are the OG Hurricane style attacking class with their Hurricane attack. This attack needs to be held down while you fire a continuous stream of arrows. Even though archers traditionally aren't very tanky, the Bowmaster has quite a few tools of their arsenal to help them survive. They can create mirages that absorb damage and can select blood arrows with their quiver skill, which will heal them every time they attack. This healing will be slightly reduced in the upcoming winter update, it will be slightly nerfed, but still it is extremely useful and will help the Bowmaster survive forever as long as you can keep firing off your stream of arrows. They don't use a lot of different skills and cycle through their 2-minute cooldown 5-job skills quite often. Their grinding and bossing is a bit more unique compared to most archers with their personal place down teleporter they can use to either get around the map quickly or to evade boss attacks. They also have a place down turret which can be used when mobbing and bossing. If you enjoy a class that fires arrows while firing arrows, then check out the Explorer Bowmaster. But before we continue to the next class, we're first going to check out today's video sponsor. That's right, they're back awesome. These sponsorships help keep the channel going and your support is always greatly appreciated. When I'm traveling for work or visiting family, I never miss out on my dailies and login rewards thanks to Austin. With this all-in-one remote access tool, I can play MapleStory from my phone or even catch some old school vibes playing in Artail, as the MapleStory World's mobile client still isn't released. Using the game mode, I can customize my game keyboard so I can play different classes using different buttons. And of course, the usability doesn't just end there. You can also use the remote access to transfer files you forgot to send or even turn off your PC in case you want to save some money on that electricity bill. If you want to try this out yourself, you can use the code appearing on the screen right now to get a free 7-day trial of Awesome Remote Game. Like before, this is only for the first 200 people, so act quickly. Head over to the Austin website, sign in, click on rewards, fill out the code and you're in. You can then easily set up your screen mirroring with your QR code, and once the trial ends, just using the app will reward you with Sunshine, which can be used to get more days of Awesome Game or Pro. Awesome sometimes also offers additional free days, you know, just like that. There is a free plan that you can always install, but there also is the Pro plan and the Game plan, and I'm using the Game plan myself for that customizable keyboard. Adding more devices also gives a discount per plan, so you can check out the Awesome app or website if you want to learn more about this remote tool software itself. Don't forget about the code, and now back to the video. Marksmen are the other Explorer Archers. They use big bulky crossbows that fire heavy attacks with their piercing arrow skill that grows stronger with each job advancement. They lack the healing that Bowmasters have, but instead focus on big attacks. They are very easy to play with one main bossing skill called Snipe and one main grinding skill called Piercing Arrow that evolves over your job advancements. They are getting an additional damage boost this winter update, which solidifies them even more as the Archers' heavy hitters. Their 5-job skills just buff their attacks even more. Split Shot is an amazing mobbing skill, splitting Piercing Arrow into multiple fragments. Perfect Shot provides you with an invincibility frame, and Surge Bolt is an attack that can be charged by holding down the skill button while you keep firing your other attacks. Right now, this skill has a 10-second cooldown, which means that you can use it quite often, but this will be changed to a 20-second cooldown while buffing the damage a bit with the winter update, making the skill not as demanding as it is right now. Similar to Bowmasters, Marksmen can also create their own personal teleporter that they can place down to help with either grinding or avoiding boss attacks. If you want to, instead of firing a lot of arrows, just fire one big piercing attack, then check out the Marksman. Pathfinder is the third Explorer Archer, and she has her own personal background and story. Pathfinder is a cursed archer which uses a unique ancient bow. They use magical arrows and are a gauge class. Using your attacking skills charges your rally gauge with energy, which in turn can be used to access certain attacks. Thanks to their bigger hitboxes and additional arrows flying around and about, they're pretty lazy to grind with. When bossing, they apply a stacking debuff that can stack up to 5 times. The higher the debuff, the more critical damage you'll do against this enemy. the effects will be reduced with the upcoming winter update and instead will be given partially passive through a different skill, making it a bit easier to do a bit more damage right away when you haven't applied all your stacks yet. You just get more flat critical damage, not relying that much on the stacking debuff. What else makes this class unique is the emblem that's inside their gauge. Depending on which of the 3 different skill types you used last, the emblem will change. This changes the effect of some attacks. For example, depending on your emblem, your hyper skill changes. What's also cool is that you can nowadays fix the emblem, so you can always have one type of attacks. Petfinders also have an additional movement skill called Cardinal Torrent, which can be used in 4 different directions. Additionally, they have 2 damage reduction skills and an invincibility frame to help when bossing. Both their Flidiot barriers and turrets will be buffed this winter update, putting Pathfinder also in a great spot. Then there is the Knight of Cygnus Wind Archer. If you like the color green, then this is your archer class. It's just that simple. This is by far the greenest class out of all of them. This archer specializes in popping out additional arrows when attacking. They can unleash tornadoes and vortexes to suck in monsters. They can dash horizontally with their wind walk and stay in the air for quite a long time this way. They also have a unique summon that will lure monsters, which at least makes the early game bosses extremely easy, as they will keep attacking that crystal instead of you. And to make things even easier, with their 50th advancement, they get a shield that blocks a huge amount of damage. This is one of my favorite bossing mules just because of that. I also had the pleasure to talk with Maple or Coffee is Great, who shared his opinion in detail via email and shared some videos that I could show of him bossing, so I have a bit of a higher level content to show you guys this time. Everyone also feel free to share your footage of your main that I can use in a future video, because I still have a lot of classes to cover. Coffee mentioned that he played this class for years and he does have some complaints, most of them being about the 50 job tornadoes. They aren't always as smart when it comes to targeting, not attacking boss monsters but summons, or they get stuck on platforms, which is definitely something Nexon should improve on. One thing that makes this class also unique is that they cannot walk with their main bossing skill, Song of Heaven. You have to sort of tap the skill to walk. However, after the winter update, Wind Archers will finally be able to walk using this skill. Now that's some improvement right there. Now if they just increase the lower hitbox of the skill, it will be even more perfect, because it has a quite small hitbox in that sense. And to top things off, also the Wind Archer is getting a lot of buffs, more final damage, skill damage, and summon chance for your additional arrows. This class is going to be in a great spot this winter update. If you enjoy the green, the million arrows flying around the screen and low cooldown 50 job skills that you're cycling through when bossing, the Wind Archer class is definitely for you. If you want to go fast, love cats, and then I don't mean the movie cats, but just, regular cats, then perhaps the Wild Hunter is for you. This class focuses on summons and jaguar management. They can capture and ride different jaguars that they can also demount and command to attack, meaning you'll be controlling both your character and the jaguar when bossing, at least attacking wise. It's not like you're moving the jaguar around, they do that themselves, but you have to press the attacks for them. This is an extremely mobile class, and their cross upwards jump with the jaguar, like they have a regular upward jump, but they also have one that they can only use when they're on the jaguar. This skill will also be improved as winter updates. You can use it while unmounted, giving this class a bit more mobility. I was looking into mobbing videos, and I think that Sol Janus kinda ruined MapleStory, especially every class that focuses on like speed or mobility, because I found this Mapler called Twygod. He's a high level Wild Hunter. He has some videos of him grinding his high level Wild Hunter, and just like everyone else, he's standing still and mobbing while using Sol Janus. I guess at higher level, at one point, once you reach a certain level of that soul skill, you're just gonna, no matter how mobile your class is, you're just gonna stand still and chill. Wild Hunters have 2 summons that they use. One has a 60-second duration and one has a 30-second duration. That's Dual Salvo. However, this skill will be changed and its duration will be increased to 60 seconds with the winter update, making it a bit easier to just stay attacking with this class. Wild Hunters also have a useful buff that increases attack and magic attack, making them wanted at least as a buff mule. When mobbing and bossing, Wild Hunters will run around with their Hurricane skill and their mobbing attack, all the while throwing grenades that are ready every few seconds. So this class has a lot going on: jaguar management, summon management, but they're also highly mobile and can, similar to the Wind Archer, lure boss monsters to attack their jaguar and have a useful party buff, plus cats man. Then there are only 2 archers left. This class branch is really underrepresented. The archer hero Mercedes is a very different cup of tea. Mercedes uses various skills that she combos together. Comboing gives you a buff and reduces the cooldown of the combo skills that you use, so you can just keep going. But no worries, you can also just hold down your Hurricane style attack as well. That's totally fine. She's a very well-rounded class with plenty of safety and a ton of mobility. She can really go to town when bossing, but she will have a higher skill ceiling due to the different combos you can use, and there's a lot of different combos depending on the situation, your attack speed, your cooldown reduction, buffs, whatever. Also, just as a FYI, my gameplay is not really representative of the Mercedes. I think I'm not that great. I know like half a combo. So if you're interested in focusing on a more heavy combo class, then maybe look up some proper Mercedes videos, and definitely don't take my gameplay for it. Watching a high level Mercedes that knows the class and just plays so nice, it just looks so satisfying. The combos aren't that hard to learn, it seems like, but her playstyle is a lot more active and demanding compared to the most, one button classes. She can move around a lot more on mobbing, which makes it a lot more active to play as well. It's not as lazy as, for example, Pathfinder. This winter update, Mercedes is getting a mixed bag of changes, with longer duration on her Ignis Roar buff, and her Royal Knight summon will deal more damage, but she will lose a bit of final damage and damage on the Hurricane skill. If you prefer a heavy combo class with a ton of mobility, then check out Mercedes. The final archer class of this video is Quin, who I've been playing a lot recently. It's my highest level character in the game at the moment. For some reason, Nixon keeps buffing Quin, and this winter update will be no exception. This class already feels great to play damage wise, so I'm not sure why they keep buffing him, but hey, I'll take it. Quin has two unique mechanics. One is his grappling hook that allows him to swing from platform to platform, which is super fun to use and feels very fluid, and his other unique mechanic are his debuffs. Quin is a gauge class that can enhance his attacks. Enhanced attacks leaves a debuff that can be popped to deal additional damage, like leave one stack up to, I don't know, 10 or 15, whatever, and then you use a different skill called an execution skill to pop this stack that will then deal additional damage. So as Quin, you enhance your attacks, apply debuff stacks, and then go wild with your execution skills to pop them for additional damage. I'm sure there also is a very optimal way to apply and pop your debuffs and, just play this class in general, but usually I just face roll my keyboard and that seems to do the trick just fine. Quin has a large amount of different skills that attacks that he uses, like he has a lot of skills, my keyboard is very full. Most of his attacking skills can be enhanced, and about half of his execute skills have short cooldowns that you have to keep in mind. His regular attacking skills also have stacks that charge up over time. So there's quite a bit going on, but to be honest, when you're playing, I don't really notice it that much. Just pop my skills whenever I can, and then that's sort of it. Quin also has a dash that puts him in dark side, so he can dodge those annoying debris when dashing. That's quite unique to him as well. Executing debuff stacks also resets the cooldown of this skill, so you can just keep dashing as long as you pop those debuffs. Quin has various invincibility frames, which also makes him an excellent bosser. His skills have a dragon theme, and he's a bit edgy though, you gotta like that. He's a bit more dark. Red darkish skills. The one downside is that you have to keep manually applying your empowered attacks, making it a bit more work for sure, together with all his different skills you have to keep in mind. It isn't particularly difficult or anything, but you're pressing a lot more buttons than some of the other classes. So for me, after playing a more easy to play class, which was Shade, I really enjoyed Quin. He's more versatile and very active, which is a bit more fun for me after playing a lazy one button class for so long, just jumping around with bomb punch. And then Quin is like, here has 20 different skills to use, which is a bit more fun. So if you like a more versatile archer that has a lot of mobility as well, a ton of different skills to use, short cooldowns to manage and to gauge, but you do some decent damage to bosses, then check out Quin. And those are all the archers. What class do you plan on hyperburning? Let me know in the comments. I'm gonna work already on the next video. And that's all I had for today. Thanks for watching, and as always, special thanks to our members making these videos possible. Special thanks to Niels de Coninck, Raar, Maar, Waar, Sebastian, Hanøy, Caudimorda, Wiley, BackSpaceOTI, Ziggy, Flidiot, Knivesu, Cloudfix, Michael, Menchaca, Raythius, Betrayal1489, Sylvio, Neto, StrikerElk, Ryaiser, Aryu, PCGAMELIFE, The Passenger, maxBurnHeart, ScottyFlysFast, Only, Lordvasile, Spudsy, Dantevictory, SnafuPop, Quin, Dewey, Tran, Botnet, Megu, The Wolf Drake, Matinu Dev, Grogo, GabrielEk, Knivesu, Max Mink, and Domi Kirch-nehammer. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and happy mapling.